Yeah, sorry, pea-brain woman. Maybe that's why you should focus more on 2 slices of bread, peanut butter, and jelly than political commentary. Maybe you should leave that to the big brain men.
Nick Fuentes clips to me look like they would go great with ominous music playing behind them in the opening credits to a movie about the end of civilization.
Maybe you should leave that to the big brain men.
What? How could you say it's not desirable that we have different people living here together in harmony? Like, why do you want that? Why is that a good thing?
What if there were no women in Congress? And then I think, what if women didn't even vote for Congress? What if they didn't even vote for president? And then I think, what kind of a world would we live in?
Piers Morgan had not one, but two Nick Fuentes defenders on his show this week. Richie Black, who looks like he doesn't get laid at all, and Jake Shields, who looks like he gets laid, but it's not often consensual. So let's take a look at some of the defenses they had of Nick Fuentes.
What you're doing, what you're forcing people to do is to de-radicalize this movement, de-radicalize these words. When you lobby these words anti-Semitism and you say, well, you're not allowed at the table unless you're if you're an anti-Semite. Well, you're putting it on us to first de-radicalize what it means to be an anti-Semite so we get a spot at the table. Nick Fuentes is correcting an imbalance in the conservative movement that's been going on for 20 years, 20 plus years.
So he's correcting it. He's correcting the imbalance. Let's take a look at him correcting it.
If you hate Jesus and you have influence, it's my job that you don't have influence anymore. Because I'm a real Christian. I'm not just one of these, hey, believe whatever you want. Our job is to save souls and get people to heaven and fight the devil. So don't tell me they're entitled to their religion. If their religion involves my Lord in hell, then they can get the fuck out of America, frankly. Insofar as that's your belief, then you have no business being here. Certainly have no business being anywhere near the levers of power if you believe that. Because who do you serve if you don't serve Jesus Christ? You serve the devil. You serve Satan. Oh, I'm anti-Semitic? Yeah, whatever. You call me whatever you want. You hate Jesus. Your opinion doesn't matter to me. Call me whatever you want. Do you believe in God? Oh, okay. Opinion discarded. Opinion thrown in the garbage and pissed on. Oh, I'm anti-Semitic? Yeah, I piss on your Talmud. You think I'm anti-Semitic? You think I care what Antichrist believes?
And what's his response when people show him clips like this of Nick Fuentes?
The guy is clearly anti-Semitic, isn't he? I mean, there's no even pretends to not be.
No, he's not. He's not. I'm gonna jump in again. I'm sorry, he's not. You're taking a clip out of context.
Oh, are we? Okay, so we're taking it out of context. I'd really like to see the context, because to me, this just seems like the new game that people like to play, where they really like a guy who's a piece of shit, and then anytime people show them a demonstrative fact that he is a piece of shit, they try to say that, well, there's a context, but I don't really know with what he just said what that context might be.
Well, I would definitely argue if your assumption is that somebody who has any adoration for Adolf Hitler is obviously anti-Semitic, then you yourself have not dived into history.
All right, you got me. That is an assumption that I make. I assume that when people say they love Hitler, that they don't like the Jews. Maybe it's a leap. I don't know. I can try harder to be a better person, but that is kind of where my mind goes.
If you watch his show, he jokes a lot, humor, Generation Z. You guys don't understand that. And when he was talking about girls getting raped, he's talking about rape fantasies. 56% of girls, or maybe it was like 70-something% of girls, have rape fantasies. This is the reality. He's not saying he wants to rape girls. The cooking thing, look up the numbers. They say it was they claim they were burning bodies in 10 minutes. It takes 90 minutes to burn a body now, so there's a little bit of validity to that argument.
Wow. Okay. Well, first of all, the word is validity, but somebody who denies the Holocaust saying validity is pretty much on brand for that type of person. Also, having rape fantasies doesn't mean that you want to get raped, which is the implication of what Nick Fuentes was saying when he says that type of bullshit. I think it'll take a little too long to unpack in this video, but let's just say that the word fantasy and looking up the definition is where you should start. And sure, maybe he's not saying that he wants to rape women. Okay, but he's not saying it. If Nick Fuentes said that everybody over 30 who wears a backwards baseball hat is a douchebag, you wouldn't think he wasn't calling you a douchebag.
Do you think that they were burning bodies in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Dude, You are saying that you are not a Holocaust denier on a show where you are defending somebody by saying they are not a Holocaust denier by denying the Holocaust.
This is irrelevant.
I love that. I love that he says this is irrelevant. You gotta feel bad for the guy. Like poor Richie on this one. He really thought that he was gonna come on and have this intellectual back and forth defense of Nick Fuentes, a more refined sort of defense of Nick Fuentes, and then they paired him up with a guy going full neo-Nazi, and he's just losing his mind.
I don't even care about the gas chamber thing.
You don't even care about the gas chamber thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I tend to treat things that I don't care about. I go on one of the biggest shows on YouTube and make a full-throated defense of the idea that I don't care about. Here he is, continuing not to care.
In the names of Treblinka, Maidana, Grossroads, and Bergen-Belsen.
Furnaces. Yeah, I know all those.
Stop
on
the
every
furnaces.
Single one, they
by
keep
the way, Jake.
I think you care, man. I'm going to be honest. I really think that you care, and I think that you going on a show pretending that you don't care is almost more pathetic than actually caring about it.
I know a lot of these young men who have started lost, addicted to pornography, addicted to violence, addicted to all these things that are troubling them. They find Nick Fuentes, they become Catholic.
Hey, young men out there who watch too much porn, watch less porn. There, I fixed it. You don't also have to become a Holocaust denier.
Nick is obviously not a white supremacist. Give it a rest.
I don't know if that's obvious. I mean, it wasn't even obvious that Gandhi wasn't a white supremacist. Look, Nick Fuentes is at least a little bit a white supremacist.
Richie Black, your response.
All right, the truth is on our side. At the end of the day, I'm listening to these guys talk, and I'm thinking there's going to come a day, right, when we do assume power of the conservative movement, and they're going to have to look and say, wow, all these thoughts we had, all these assumptions that we lobbied at them, all this criticism, we were actually wrong. They weren't white supremacists. They were really aiming to fix the problems that they were faced with.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the point. It sucks. I do think that that is a potential future for the conservative movement. But you guys are acting like the communist progressives, acting as if this is a new, better idea and old people just need to get out of the way. But the problem is it's not a new idea. Communism and white nationalism have been tried, and they didn't work. You are blindly walking into repeating history and acting like you just came up with it.